you are in churches where you are using, either in the service in which you're involved or perhaps in another service, some of the praise and worship material. Many of us are, and you know, some of us who are, our background is a little more traditional. That's kind of sometimes been a tough chasm to cross. And there's some material I think that works better than others, but there's some arrangements that I think are helpful in perhaps even helping our congregations to come together around some of these songs which may be new, especially to those of us who are, you know, my age and north, or you know, in their 40s or 50s in some instances. So I'll look at a couple of songs. I was talking to somebody earlier today. One of the, or I should say, a husband and wife team who are hymn writers, modern hymn writers, who are actually represented in this book as well, are Keith and Kristen Getty. If you don't know that name, you probably know their hymn, In Christ Alone. And that's just one of many hymns that they're writing. They're writing modern hymns, new hymns. And we find that that's been kind of a nice way to bridge the gap between some of our senior adults and some of our younger families, because it's still kind of done in a multi-hymn approach. That's the way the Gettys write, but it has a little bit of a kind of contemporary without going over the edge, and yet it's very singable. Some of the ranges get a little bit wide, but they're very singable. But we've got some of their material in here. Chris Holland has done a lot of things where he's brought together some old hymns with some newer sections that he's bridged with these old hymns. He's done that with When I Survey the Wondrous Cross, among many others. He's represented it here as well. I'm going to do just a couple. Actually, I have to tell you, these two songs, they may be familiar to you or some of you in this room, but they were new to me. Both of them. He Shall Reign. This is arranged by Larry Shackley, and if Larry does it, I know it's going to be well crafted from a pianistic standpoint. But again, He Shall Reign Forevermore. This is one I'm going to look at here in this collection. Some of you do, yeah. It was new to me, but I figured it probably, especially it made the cut for this book, so I'm sure that it's familiar to others. And then this one also, a similar kind of scenario. My wife said that she recognized this one, but I didn't know this one. It's called Overcome. again, kind of in that praise and worship style. If you're looking for some things that might translate well, there's a Christmas number in here as well. Jesus is Lord, which is a Stuart Town and Getty collaboration. So good possibility if you're looking for something